Every time I tell someone the story about how my boyfriend and I met, they usually start crying or have the chills or tell me that they now believe in true love, that it's the best story they've ever heard. Honestly, I will say objectively, it's a pretty epic story. So since we're celebrating 1 year together, I decided to finally share it on here.
What's your love story like? Have you ever been in love? Is it something that interests you to share? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now this story is beautiful. I literally had smiles the whole time listening to it. Love is so much a beautiful thing that I personally think that everyone should experience it. So guys, I urge you guys to listen to this beautiful love story. If you've been in love, kindly share your experiences, kindly comment, wish her well. I'll be in the comment
Actually
section.
starts 3 weeks before we actually met. I got a very random opportunity to go live in a ski town in Austria last summer. This place is so random. It's called Bad Gastein. It's not a very common place to go, but I decided to just say fuck it because I was suffering in Los Angeles. I wanted to leave. I wanted to start traveling. And I thought it was a good place to start. 1 week before my flight to Austria, I actually just came across this guy in a very weird way that was a medium, an angel reader. And he was like, hey, let me offer you a reading. This guy's super successful, has a really long waiting list. So I decided, let's go for it. I don't really seek these types of things, but it seemed too strange to turn down, and I decided to just listen to what he has to say. He started opening cards for me, and he was telling me a lot of really cool things about my career, telling me that I'm probably going to be super well known, that I'm going to write books, that I'm going to travel the world, and honestly, none of it was surprising to me. When he pulled out a card and said I'm going to fall in love in Austria with a guy who is not Jewish, who doesn't come from money, who actually has a very humble background, and that I'm going to get married at 29, I looked at him and told him, sorry, but that's just not possible. Mind you, I was about to be turning 28 when I met with this guy. I'm turning 29 in a few weeks, and this is an important detail in the story. And at the time, I was also practicing celibacy, taking a break from dating, and did not want a relationship at all. Was really excited because after Austria, I had plans to go to India and Ecuador and just travel the world alone. So didn't make any sense. I remember going home that night, really late at night, sending my friend a recording, telling her everything that he said. We were both laughing and just like, yeah, the boy thing is probably not going to happen, but who knows, we'll see. Didn't really think about it much after. I remember talking about it and telling my dad in the morning when we were having breakfast, and he wasn't thrilled about the non-Jewish thing, but again, nobody took this so seriously. So keep listening to what happens. So after speaking to the medium angel reader guy who said I was going to fall in love, I get to Austria. I got there and I remember going to the sauna and meeting this guy from Hong Kong. He was playing music in Chinese in the sauna and freaking out because he lost his passport. So we ended up bonding a lot. He was much younger than me. And because I didn't know anyone, we decided to just eat the dinner together because we were in this like hostel type co-living place where they were doing barbecue. So we sat together, had dinner, had a great time, good chats. And he was like, you should come out with us. It's my last night, like, join me. Not someone who usually goes out, who drinks, almost 30 years old, it's just kind of not my vibe anymore. And for whatever reason, they convinced me. I remember going upstairs, getting ready, just being like, oh, I can't believe I'm going out. Like, I don't really want to, and almost bailed on them. But for some reason, something convinced me to go. At the same time, my now boyfriend was back home from football. It was already like 11:30, 12. He was going to sleep, and his friends were driving him crazy, telling him, come out, come out, come out. And knowing him now, I'm surprised that he actually did. You'd have to walk up this entire hill to get to this place too. It's like not an easy place to get to. And for whatever reason, they convinced him and he got out of bed, which is shocking, and came to the same place. I got to the bar, I was dancing, doing me. Again, I was not guy focused at all. I was not looking for it. I was not trying to find anyone. And I remember dancing alone, just really in a free way, just not giving a fuck, not wanting to get anyone's attention. And I noticed my boyfriend, my now boyfriend, looking at me. Something about our eye contact, I swear, was straight out of a movie. Like, I just felt deeply connected to this person and tried to like ignore it actually because I didn't want this to happen. I decided to go outside and smoke a cigarette. I never smoked in my life before this, and for whatever reason I wanted to smoke a cigarette, so I was trying to roll one, and my guy came outside and offered to roll it for me because he saw that I have no idea what I'm doing. We started talking and decided to leave together, and we spent the whole night talking. In the first hour that we met, we both started crying hysterically and just felt like we have known each other before. He literally looked at me and said that he feels like he's known me for 50 years. I felt the exact same way. We didn't do anything physical that evening, but we just felt the most deep, intense emotional connection I've ever felt with a human being in my life. Keep listening, I promise it gets better. We literally fell in love from the first night that we met, and we knew, or we felt, or we thought that it would never last, because he's from Greece, he's an Orthodox Christian, and I am a Jewish girl from Los Angeles. Every single day, at least once a day for those 2 months that I was working and living in Austria, we would start crying and just counting down the days to when we would have to part ways and not be together. And I was really committed because in the past I gave up on so many dreams and opportunities and on myself for men. I told him there's no way. I'm going to India. I'm going to fulfill my dream. I'm going to travel in South America. I'm going to do these things. I'm not going to give up on this for you. So we knew that even if we were going to last, we were not going to see each other for a really long time. So at least once a day, we would start hysterically crying, just realizing that our time was coming to an end. When we said goodbye to each other, it was so hard. And he says that he knew we were going to meet again. I personally did not have faith that we would. Honestly, I didn't think that it would be possible. I couldn't see a world or a reality where he would be accepted from my family, that we could make it work. Like, where would we live? How, it just did not make any sense. I traveled to India. I traveled to Ecuador. We kept in touch. He helped me so much. He would literally put alarms on in the middle of the night, FaceTime me, help me when I was sick, help me when I was having the worst time. Just really felt like he was with me and supporting me throughout the entire experience. And after really traumatizing events in India, I decided that when my time in India came to an end, that I was going to fly to Greece. I've been living in Greece for the past 8 months now. So in love with my boyfriend. The reader was 100% right. I'm turning 29, and we technically have to get married for us to be able to live in the same country. If there's one thing that I have learned, it's that love is the most powerful force on earth. All of the things that I was afraid of in terms of our lives coming together, our families, accepting each other, literally did not exist once people were in the presence of the love that we have. So I just want to remind you all that love is real and usually comes when you're not expecting it.
I really don't know what love is to you, but you see the one that is kind, you see the love that stands the test of time, the love that is patient. That is true love to me, and this story is just beautiful. I wish us all love that, will stand the test of time, love as beautiful as this. Please, if you've had your love story, kindly share. Don't forget to comment and follow for more. Thank